Alright, welcome back to the channel. Buckle up because we're getting closer to unleashing the full power of the Infinity Stones. Well, almost. In part 2 of our epic Marvel Snap Code creation journey, we are transforming our basic CLI game into a sleek Graphical User Interface, aka GUI, using Python's CustomTkinter library. So, this is your chance to level up your Python skills and create a game that looks as awesome as it plays. Remember, this is part 2 of a 3-part series. So, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and smash the like button as well. Because in the next episode, we're taking this game online and deploying it to the world. Now, let's dive into the code and bring the Marvel Snap universe to life on our screen. Jumping right in, we start with our familiar imports from part 1, grabbing the snap and revive functions from our Marvel file. These are actually the core mechanics of our game. Next, we get to import CustomTkinter as CTK, a fantastic library for creating modern looking GUIs in Python. We also need an image and image TK from Python image library, which will help us load and display our Marvel Snap logo. Awesome. So we also have to work on the display results function, which takes 3 arguments: the result text, a list of characters, and a title for the window. So pretty much this function will be crucial to displaying the outcome of the snap in a clear and user-friendly way. Now, things get exciting. We are entering the if name equal to main block, which ensures our code only runs when this script is executed directly. Here, we get to set the default color theme to green and then the appearance to dark for a sleek Marvel Snap aesthetic. Feel free though, you can experiment with different themes later. We then create the main application window using ctk.ctk class and give it a title which is straight to the point: Marvel Snap. This will be the central hub for our game's interface. Now, let's add a touch of Marvel magic. We are attempting to load the snap.png file or image, which is located in the Marvel Snap folder. So we get to address this again. We just have to make sure that we have that image in the right location. If everything goes well, we resize the image, convert it to a format that's usable by CTK, that is CustomTkinter, and display it using CTK label. Now we get to display it at the top corner of our app window and span 2 rows per se, which allows the logo to actually have a visual prominence per se. Next, we get to create an area where the players can input the Marvel heroes. So we use a CTK frame to group the input elements together. We could use a grid method or a place method or a path method, but the grid method is used here because it's got the powerful layout manager that helps us arrange our widgets in a grid-like structure. Now inside the frame, we get to create a label, to instruct the user what to enter and how to enter it with comma-separated characters per se. Then below that, we get to add an entry widget where the players actually get to type in their heroes. Now we want to also have some visual appeal, so we create a frame for the revival chance slider. We get to use a slider which allows the user to adjust the probability of the vanished hero coming back to life after the snap. Okay. So we use that CTK slider to create a slider with a range from 0 to 1, providing 10 steps for a fine-grained control. Now, here is where the magic happens. The snap button and the snap action function. So we create that snap button using the CTK button and a command argument, which is very crucial. It's set to a lambda function that calls the snap action function when the button is clicked. Inside the snap action, we get the character input from the character input widget. We also get the revival chance value from the revival chance slider. And then we call the snap and revive functions from our previous command line interface file to actually determine the survivors and the revived heroes. Finally, we call the display results function, which we created a little bit earlier, to show the results in separate windows, some kind of modal windows. And that's it. The app.main loop actually is just an event loop making the GUI responsive and allowing the user to interact with it. Now we get to test our code again, make sure we address syntactic and semantic errors. Once they are all good, we can then fire off our code and test it and see what it looks. Wow, look at that. We've transformed our command line game into a visually appealing graphical user interface using CustomTkinter. This is a huge step forward. Remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel to stay tuned to part 3, where we're going to deploy our Marvel Snap game to the world. Thank you for sticking with me till the end. It's been a pleasure.
I'm Vitus DK, and you already know.